Shoddy with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Raiders and quarterback Geno Smith reached an agreement on a 2-year contract extension. Smith, who was traded from the Seahawks in March for a third-round pick, threw for career-high 4,320 yards last season. His new deal is worth $85.5 million with $66.5 million in guarantees. Meanwhile, the Patriots have traded quarterback Joe Milton to the Cowboys in exchange for a 5th-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. New England selected Milton in the 6th round of last year's draft. Milton started 1 game for the Patriots last season, completing 22 of 29 passes for 241 yards and a touchdown. In the deal, the Cowboys also receive a 7th-round pick in this year's draft. The Cardinals agreed to a 4-year extension with Trey McBride, keeping the tight end in Arizona through the 2029 season. The deal is worth up to $76 million with $43 million guaranteed. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The following is furnished by Kxo Media Pros. Are you battling addiction? Call Rehabs America for a free consultation. Drugs and alcohol can destroy your life. Our program offers a complete medical detox plus inpatient drug and alcohol treatment. Your insurance may cover 100% of treatment. Many have already completed our program and are living substance-free lives. Call for your free consultation now. 800-210-5811. That's 800-210-5811. Hope is one phone call away. Call 800-210-5811.
We are the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXOL Centro, California. Good day, sunshine. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. I need a Friday. It's the 4th day of April, 2025. And on this date in 1776, General George Washington began marching his unpaid soldiers from Cambridge, Massachusetts, towards New York in anticipation of a British invasion. George was severely disappointed when both the Beatles and the Rolling Stones failed to show up. I don't understand Keith Richards was with the British Army at the time, but that's only a rumor, and we can neither confirm nor deny said rumor. Boy, it's a big weekend. Lots of things going on around the Imperial Valley, to include the Children's Fair. And, well, again, it's that time of year when things are happening. And I'm Carroll in the newsroom, Jared Anchondo. Jared, an article states that millennials have terrible conversational skills. You know, I asked the son of a friend of mine, a millennial, about this, and he texted a series of crying, frowny faces, followed by a single red, angry face. Yeah. Okay, nothing wrong with the communication skills there, right?
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, boy. I'm not sure if I have ever used an emoji. So, oh, well. Anyway, Children's Fair is tomorrow. Other events going on, and should be a whole lot of fun. So we've got birthdays to celebrate. Are you ready for the birthdays?
Birthday time.
Okay, actor Craig T. Nelson is 81. Coach. Actor Christine Latty is 75. Actor Mary Margaret Humes, 71. Actor Constance Schulman is 67. Actor Hugo Weaving is 65. Comedian David Cross is 61. Actor Nancy McKeon, 59. Magician David Blaine, 52. Other birthdays, let's see. Actor James Roday of A Million Little Things, he's 49. Actor Natasha Lyonne is 46. Actor, comedian Eric Andre, 42. Actor Amanda Righetti, 42. Actor, singer Jamie Lynn Spears, 34. Actor Daniela Bobadilla is 32. Local birthdays coming up. Attention, 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 furniture and mattress buyers. For the absolute lowest prices on the best selection of furniture and mattresses anywhere, you need to make a trip to Houston's Yuma Furniture. Yuma, Ashley, and Rooms Now. Because nobody can beat their prices. Nobody. With 3 huge stores and 1 massive warehouse, they have what you want in stock. Sofas, sectionals, and reclining furniture, dining sets, bedrooms, and mattresses, and best of all, with their large in-stock selection, it's available for immediate delivery, or take it home today. For the absolute lowest price on furniture and mattresses, go to Houston's Yuma Furniture, 3052 South Avenue B, Yuma. Ashley at 2790 South 4th Avenue. And Rooms Now, just enter through Yuma Ashley. 3 big stores, the lowest furniture and mattress prices. It's Yuma's Houston's Furniture. We have happy birthday wishes for Alfred Flores, Jessica Salazar, Joaquin Verdugo, David de la Garza, Danny Vasquez, Larissa Alvarado, Carlos Ruiz, Sam Conway, Travis Fusi, Chris Romero, Yolanda Fernandez, Colin Hoyt, Linda Hamby, Elizabeth Ramirez, Eva Badena, Jamie Nelson, Jessica Flores, Gina Arreguin, and Esther Granados. Happy birthday from Kxo. And coming up, a look at world and California news headlines. One of the birthdays, I think I missed it last weekend. MC Hammer is now 63 years old. I'm not saying he's old, but these days, you can't touch this. It's referring to his toes. Yeah. Okay. Well, this was in Arkansas. It probably could have been in Mississippi or Alabama. 2 guys in Arkansas were arrested for shooting each other repeatedly while wearing bulletproof vests. And guess what? They were drinking.
Could have guessed.
Okay. Yeah.
Southern William Tell.
I suppose. Yeah. Okay. We're ready for news. So we're going to start off with a look at world and California news headlines right now, brought to you by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District, delivering real-time updates about the air that we breathe.
CBS News special report. President Trump is vowing to stay the course on tariffs after China announced 34% retaliatory tariffs, triggering a new slide on Wall Street. CBS News contributor J.D. Durkins at the New York Stock Exchange.
Now we're seeing the president kind of fire back and post on Truth Social within the last few hours, saying this is basically a drastic misstep in response from Beijing. But, it seems like sell-off after sell-off right now, given all of the uncertainty.
The new jobs report shows employers added a better-than-expected 228,000 positions last month. But economist Gus Fauché says tariffs could change that.
I think the impacts are going to be negative from the trade war on the labor market. We're going to see higher inflation. I think consumers are going to be stretched, and so they're going to start to cut back on their purchases, and that's going to weigh on the labor market.
The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ off between 3 and more than 4% right now. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The Imperial County Air Pollution Control District delivers real-time information about the quality of the air you breathe. Visit the website at apcd.imperialcounty.org to stay informed about air quality around the valley. The website also includes information for upcoming meetings, programs, and there's access to the dust cams set up around the valley. Visit apcd.imperialcounty.org today.
California headline news. Economists here in the state expressing concern about what President Trump's new tariffs will do to prices. Hisham Foab is an associate economics professor at San Diego State, saying prices will increase on things we can't make or grow here.
Coffee, for example, or chocolate. We just don't have the climate or producing them here. So those are the kinds of things that I expect to see, big increases in prices.
Trading partners around the world planning to announce retaliatory moves. Stock prices plummeting Thursday, the morning after Trump's announcement. The state suing the Trump administration again, this time over his executive order aimed at seizing control of elections.
President Trump issued an executive order to drastically alter how our elections work. This is yet another blatant disregard of the U.S. Constitution that goes far beyond the scope of his presidential power.
Trump's order seeking to make dramatic changes to voting and election administration. The Los Angeles Angels play their home opener tonight. Every time a player hits a home run, they'll put on an LA County firefighter helmet. Jeff Scott, California News.
World and California News headlines brought to you this morning by the Imperial County Air Pollution Control District. Log on to imperialvalleyair.org and you'll get real-time information about the air that we breathe.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Risa, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults. Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Page 1 of the local news is a service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They have mobile service vans that come to you at no additional charge. Go online, elcentromotors.net, and schedule an appointment. What the heck? Your car's just sitting there anyway. Let them fix it while it's in your driveway or in the parking lot at work. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers and their mobile service vans.
KXO News. A Calexico man is facing several charges. Here's George Gale.
39-year-old Gustavo Alejandro Ortiz was taken into custody Tuesday. Wednesday, he was in court facing charges of attempted first-degree murder, kidnapping, rape, threatening to commit a crime with intent to terrorize, and inflicting corporal injuries on a spouse or co-inhabitant. His bail was set at $500,000. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
And we have a border city birthday. Calexico celebrates this month. The border city will celebrate their 117th anniversary. They will not be celebrating just one day, however. They will have events planned for April 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. On April 14th, there will be a mural unveiling at Camarena Memorial Library beginning at 5:30 p.m. April 15th, there will be an opening of the Lego art exhibit at Carmen Durazo Cultural Arts Center, and there will be a special proclamation of the city of Calexico at City Hall at 6:30 on that day. And on April 17th, there will be a time capsule opening at the City Hall at 4 p.m. The public is invited to attend any and all of the events. KXO Local News Time, 7:41.
Before you head out on the road, head into El Centro Motors Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. Ask for the works. Trained technicians will change the oil using up to 6 quarts of synthetic blend oil. Change the filter, rotate the tires, top off the fluids, check the belts, hoses, battery, and brakes, all for one low price. It's the works at Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, at El Centro Motors, the Imperial Valley Mall, and the Brawley Auto Center, or with their new mobile service wherever you are.
And a murder suspect avoids trial. Brandon Hamlin was charged in the murder of a Brawley couple and also robbing them. Here's George Gale.
The 25-year-old was arrested in April of 2023 in the murder and robbery of 78-year-old Elia Castro and 84-year-old Rigoberto Castro. At the recent readiness hearing, Hamlin entered a plea of no contest to the charges of a premeditated murder and robbery. By entering the no contest plea, Hamlin avoids trial and could be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His sentencing will be held May 12th. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
And ICOE hosts the annual esports competition, the second annual esports competition, and it was a competitive event for students to compete against other schools across the county. Students used Nintendo Switch consoles to compete in this year's game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. First place went to Wilson Junior High, and Deanza Magnet School took second place. Looks like third place went to Sealy Union Elementary School. The second annual high school competition was also held. Kxo High School took first place. Second place went to Holtville High School. And third place went to Brawley Union High School. That's it for page 1 of local news. Page 2 and the weather coming up next.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They have 3 locations in the valley. Quick Lane. You'll find one at the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 in Julia Drive, another at O Central Motors, and a third at the Imperial Valley Mall. You can drive in anytime. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have a full tank of gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Page 2 of the local news with a side of weather is brought to you by Burgers and Beer. It's the place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can bring the family, meet your friends at Burgers and Beer.
The NTF arrests 2 women. Here's George Gale.
Both were taken into custody in separate incidents by Imperial County Narcotics Task Force. 46-year-old Stephanie Wells was arrested Tuesday for possession of a controlled substance. 55-year-old Stacia Sander was also arrested Tuesday, also for possession of controlled substance. Both were booked to Imperial County Jail. Bail was set at $5,000 each. Again, the rest were in separate incidents. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
El Centro Police announced their participation in Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and now Brawley Police say they will also be participating. The month of April has been designated Distracted Driving Awareness Month statewide. Brawley Police say participating in efforts is to prevent distracted driving that will save lives on the road. The department is reminding drivers to stay focused, keep their eyes forward, and keep their hands on the wheel. They say whether checking a phone, eating, or adjusting the radio, distractions can have devastating consequences. Brawley Police Department will be actively looking for drivers throughout the month who are in violation of the state hands-free cell phone laws. They are on patrol and on the lookout. And coming up, oh yes, tomorrow, the 2025 Children's Fair. It's that time of the year. 44th Annual Children's Fair is tomorrow. Here's George Gale.
The annual event, presented by the Child Abuse Prevention Council and Imperial County Office of Education, will be full of free activities, music, train rides, animals, free entertainment, stages, and food. The fair will run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Buckley Park in El Centro. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
I used to dress up in the mascots for that event, like SpongeBob and Mickey Mouse and stuff. Good times, good times. Gets a little hot in those things. Taxes are due. The second installment of real property taxes is coming. Imperial County Treasurer Tax Collector Suzanne Bermudez reminds all taxpayers that April 10th is the deadline for the second installment of the taxes. The taxes become delinquent if not paid by 5 p.m. on April 10th. Delinquent parcels will receive a 10% penalty and a $10 charge effective April 11th if not paid on time. Pay those taxes. KXO local news time. Just about 7:48. We'll take a look at local weather coming up next.
Hungry for the best burger in town or an ice-cold beer? Did you know that Burgers & Beer has happy hour every day from 3 to 6? Get drink specials all day like Margarita Monday, Tonic Tuesday, Wine Down Wednesday, and Thirsty Thursday. For March specials, enjoy our drink of the month, the Irish Gold, or an ice-cold Guinness on tap. Our plate of the month for March is Chicken Poblano Pasta. Burgers & Beer, proudly serving you, your family, and friends since 1985. Open daily starting at 9. Burgers & Beer, for the best burger in town.
The National Weather Service says a warming trend will begin today and continue well into next week as high pressure builds into the region later in the weekend into next week. Temperatures are expected to warm to above normal starting Monday, with highs climbing well into the 90s to around 100 degrees across the Imperial and Yuma valleys later next week. 73 the high in the valley yesterday, 50 the overnight low. Sunny today with a high near 79. West wind 5 to 15, becoming north in the afternoon. Those winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 55. Northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles an hour. Sunny on Saturday with a high near 83. North-northwest wind 10 to 20 miles an hour with gusts as high as 35 miles an hour. Sunday will be sunny with a high near 86. Northwest wind about 5 miles an hour. 55 degrees, 51% relative humidity. Wind out of the west 5 to 7 miles an hour. Air quality good throughout the Imperial Valley. Local news, page 2, brought to you by Burgers & Beer. They serve the best burgers in town. They have daily lunch specials Monday through Friday. Happy hour every day, 3 till 6 p.m.
Mark your calendar and get ready for some good eats. The 5th annual pulled pork cook-off presented by the Hopeville Rotary, Saturday, April 12th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. This event will be held on Holt Avenue, next to the park in Hopeville. Hopeville Rotary is also planning a cornhole tournament sponsored by 760 Cornhole with registration beginning at 12 noon. Tournament starting at 1 p.m. plus other activities for the kids and live music with Pure Magic starting at 4 p.m. So don't miss it. The 5th annual pulled pork cook-off April 12th. For more information, call Ross at 760-455-6988. That's 455-6988. The event made possible by these fine sponsors: Access Metal, Mechanics Bank, Church Brothers, Humble Farms Brewing Company, Imperial Printers, Bessie & Company, and the Hopeville Chamber of Commerce.
It is sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Hospital, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. Women's college basketball, it's the Final Four, and it will see Texas squaring off against South Carolina, and UConn will take on UCLA, the NCAA Women's Championship Final Four. And men's Final Four tomorrow. And we've got those games right here on AM 1230 KXO starting at noon. Florida and Auburn square off. Houston and Duke will follow. All 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four. On Monday, it's the championship game. And yes, we've got that as well on AM 1230 KXO.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all of your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations at Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all Pioneer services, visit www.pmhd.org today.
NBA action last night. The Magic whipped the Wizards 109-97. It was the Bucks beating the 76ers 126-113. Timberwolves topped the Nets 105-90. Grizzlies outlasted the Heat 110-108. Trailblazers topped the Raptors 112-103. And the Warriors, well, they whipped the Lakers 123-116. Major League Baseball, a bit of an abbreviated schedule. The Red Sox over the Orioles 8-4. Phillies beat the Rockies 3-1. Astros topped the Twins 5-2. Yankees held on, beat the Diamondbacks 9-7. And the Brewers shut out the Reds 1-0. Getting underway next week, it's the Masters from Augusta, Georgia. And we'll have updates throughout the Masters Golf Tournament next week, right here, as we keep you informed and up to date. Again, don't forget, NCAA men's basketball Final Four starting at noon tomorrow. The championship game Monday night. We've got all those games on AM 1230. That's it for Sports Time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Hospital. Log on to pmht.org for more information about Pioneers.
Since 1901, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has provided the finest printing and copying services from start to finish. When you choose Imperial Printers Rocket Copy, you can feel confident in our expertise and personal attention to your project. We have a team of professional graphic designers ready to take your ideas and make them a reality. From promotional merchandise, full-color brochures, blueprints, and high-speed copies to business forms and everything else in between, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers dependable and affordable quality printing. Thank you for choosing locally owned and operated Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. We have convenient locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
It's time to take a look at the markets. I don't want to. The financial news brought to you by Southwest Security and Southwest Postal Service, the only postal box service in the Valley that offers 24-hour-a-day, 365 days a year service. Southwest Postal, you'll find them at 4th and Heil in El Centro. Stellantis has paused production at some of its Canadian and Mexican auto assembly plants due to the newly announced tariffs, and as a result, some U.S. workers will also be temporarily laid off. Among those to be laid off are 900 U.S. hourly employees who make powertrains and stampings that supply the affected Canadian and Mexican plants. The temporary layoffs are due to reduced production prompted by the tariffs. The affected U.S. employees work at 5 different Midwest plants, the Warren Stamping and Sterling Stamping plants in Michigan, as well as the Indiana Transmission Plant, Kokomo Transmission Plant, and Kokomo Casting Plant, all of them in Kokomo, Indiana. Most of these workers at the 5 U.S. plants will not immediately lose pay due to the terms of their union contract, but there would be a risk of lost pay even with union protections if the shutdowns at the Mexican and Canadian plants become prolonged. Well, the U.S. labor market remained rock solid in March. However, in the early days of April, uncertainty and fear about the trajectory of the economy are quickly mounting. The U.S. economy added a stronger than expected 228,000 jobs in March, a significant increase from February's revised gains of 117,000. That according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The unemployment rate ticked higher to 4.2% from 4.1%, driven higher in part by new entrants to the labor market. And taking a look at the big board, we see that, well, right now, Things are bright red. The Dow off 1,433 points at 39,113. The S&P 500 off 225 points at 51.72. The NASDAQ down 764 points at 15,788. Gold off 66.30 an ounce. And oil down $6.24 a barrel.
Southwest Security has been protecting properties 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, right here in Imperial and Coachella Valleys. Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. I've been in the private security business for over 25 years and have always made it my mission to always provide my clients with the highest quality security services available. Your satisfaction is my number one priority. And don't forget Southwest Postal, the only postal center in Imperial Valley with 24/7, 365 access to your post office box. Access when you need it. Located on the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
We will have sunny skies today with a high near 79, west wind 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming north in the afternoon. Those winds could gust as high as 30 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 55. Northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming south-southwest in the evening. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles an hour. Saturday will be sunny with a high near 83. North-northwest wind 10 to 20 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 35 miles an hour. 56 degrees, 50% relative humidity, wind out of the west 5 to 7. Air quality is good. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you, your home, your business, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
The best oldies. The Imperial Valley's local news source.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by T-Mobile Business Advantage.
I'm Steve Kathan. The Wall Street bloodletting intensifies, heavy stock losses for a second straight day over tariffs and economic uncertainty. The Dow is down close to 1,400 points. Today, China retaliated with 34% tariffs on all imported U.S. products beginning next week. Economist Gus Fauché.
If the administration is serious about rebuilding American manufacturing capacity, then I think it's less likely that we'll negotiate a deal with China. On the other hand, if the goal is to reduce Chinese tariffs on U.S. exports there, then I think we could see a deal.
CBS's Lana Zak says there's already been impact in the American auto industry.
In a memo to North American employees, Stellantis announced the company is, quote, continuing to assess the medium and long-term effects of these tariffs. The automaker is temporarily laying off 900 employees at 5 U.S. factories in the Midwest as a result of pausing production at some of its Canadian and Mexican plants.
The government says employers added 228,000 jobs last month. Stephen Juneau is an economist at Bank of America.
There's still sectors that are hiring at a rapid rate. There's still strong demand underlying. And of course, there's a lot of uncertainty right now, but these fundamental factors for now are still supporting growth.
Attorney General Pam Bondi has announced the arrest of alleged members of the MS-13 gang for a cold case murder in Florida.
More arrests are coming. If you are a gang member living in this country, I'd self-deport right now.
Top congressional Democrats say a new firing by the Trump administration makes us less safe. CBS's Michael Wallace.
General Timothy Hawk was the head of the National Security Agency and U.S. Cyber Command. He had been NSA director for just over a year and was one of the last holdovers from the Biden administration. Hawk's deputy NSA director, Wendy Noble, has also been fired.
The moves follow the firing of several National Security Council staffers. After several days of strong storms packing tornadoes, the fear now is heavy rain will trigger widespread flooding in parts of the southeast. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson.
We are in the midst of what is going to be a historic flood situation. Right now, we've been seeing rain for the last several days. It's continuing. We've had 6, 8, 10 inches of rain in some spots. You'll continue to see more rain today, tomorrow, and even into early Sunday.
The Trump administration's issued a list of demands Harvard University has to meet as a condition for receiving almost $9 billion in federal grants and contracts. Wall Street's, again, recapping that, the Dow is down 1,176 points. The S&P is down 191. This is CBS News.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Get the savings you want on America's largest 5G network. Visit T-Mobile.com/choice55 and start saving today.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Disney is rethinking a planned movie because of the box office reaction to a current flick.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
The Hollywood Reporter first with the news. The company's new Snow White with Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler bombed so badly, it's putting a live-action version of Tangled on ice. THR says the movie was already in pre-production. Snow White, which cost $270 million to make, tanked at the box office last month, grossing just $69 million domestically and $145 million worldwide. The movie was also dogged by controversy over Zegler's public support of Palestinians and her co-star Gadot's support of her native Israel. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
John Oliver is being sued over an episode of HBO's Last Week Tonight. A doctor alleges he was taken out of context in a segment on Medicaid. The show calls the suit meritless. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with Carroll Buckley.
Classic case of neurotic narcissism and a first-class smarty pants.
AM 1230 KXO.